The story begins with the description of Salmonati Academy, where young adults from all over the continent gather to achieve their ambitions and goals. It's a place that itself is ran with a meritocratic system, and those who don't achieve a certain level are mercilessly dismissed. The name of main protagonist is Nozomu Bounties, and he has been there for 2 years. 2 years ago, he entered that school with his childhood friends, and they left everything behind in order to be there. His best friend since they were little kids was Ken Nodes. The other one was none other than Lisa Hounds. Before they entered the academy, they were inseparable lovers. One day, she and her parents moved into their little village. Their village was located on the outskirts of a small country, with friendly relationships with the neighboring kingdom. After that, while Nozomu was fishing, Lisa approaches him and asked if he is free right now. After their eyes meet, Nozomu starts blushing while looking at her. He then tells her if she was asking that he is free, to which she replied that she was. She asked if she could stay and chat with him, and introduces herself to him. She was a girl who had been traveling with her mother for a long time, and since her father had unexpectedly passed away, her mother decided it would be best to return to that small village to raise Lisa. Her father was an adventurer, and adventurers are people who travel all over the world. They are pioneers of finding new lands, and is often met with extreme danger. He had no real desire to risk his life for the sake of adventure. However, because he is a boy, he was drawn to stories of the heroes of the past, so the tale Lisa shared about her father captivated him. Even though it was their first time meeting, they lost track of time sharing stories of heroes, and didn't realize how late it had become. Their relationship started off just as childhood friends. However, as they grow older, they become more than just friends. One day, Lisa tells him that she is going to Salmonati Academy. She wanted to leave that village and become an adventurer just like her father. After that, he tells her to let him come with her. She asked if he is serious and what would happen to his family. She had a point, since he was an only child, and he knew that his father would most likely fight tooth and nail on the matter. That he tells her that if the girl he loves wants to make her dreams come true, then he will be her support and go with her. Lisa then blushes and asked if he would really do that for her. She tells him with teary eyes that she is happy and thanks him. After that, she gives him a hug and then goes for a kiss. Back to the present, as Nozomu was lying on a field of grass, he said that he was daydreaming again. Their country was in a state of turmoil by a demon invasion, and even after 20 years, they look back to it as humanity's last stand. The school was built as a joint effort between every single body of government, and each government openly funds the school, as a way to prevent any future disaster from occurring once again. Their school accepts all those willing to participate, regardless of their social standing, and if they can graduate, they are offered a comfortable and prosperous life. However, if they start to fall behind in class, they start to receive an outcast-like treatment that he was once top of their class, but now he is looked down upon by his peers. Their social standing is based on their grades displayed by magical name tags, and the black name tag is the lowest ranking of them all at 10th place. After that, as Nozomu was walking in the hallway, everyone was gossiping about how he is weak, and that he should have dropped out by now. Various insults were carved on his desk, and the students in his classroom insults him for being weak and tells him to quit. After that, someone approaches him and insults him as bottom barrel trash, and Nozomu asked why he came to class again. The name of that student is Mars Dickens. That he is a student who is held back because of a switch-like temper, and since Nozomu is the lowest rank, he is generally his prime target. Nozomu ignores him at first and take out a book. Mars gets angry at his actions and insults him by saying that Lisa left his side because of his incompetence. After that, one of Mars's henchmen asked why he is ignoring him and kicks him out of his chair. Then, as he was about to punch Nozomu, their teacher enters their classroom. The teacher asked what he was doing, and the dude replied nothing while addressing him as Mr. Enrivar. The student then tells the teacher that he was giving Nozomu some pointers so that he can improve. Enrivar tells him to handle his business after class, and that they were wasting his time. Mars was still standing, so he tells him to get back to his seat. Mars calls the teacher a weed and said he doesn't need to yell for him to hear. Enrivar asked what kind of filth he is to be taught by a weed. After that, Mars insults the teacher by saying that being the black-ranked teacher for so long has made a few screws loose. That he then looks at Nozomu, and then he gets back to his seat. Enrivar tells Mars to come to his office after class, and that for now, he will start the class. After that, Enrivar gives them the description of magic and how to use specific elements to create spells. He also gives them the description of ritual magic and that it is used as a sort of offering to the gods to receive rain for their crops. He said that ritual magic is one of the two modern magic, and the other is chanting magic, which is used as a source to formulate magic. He tells the students that tomorrow they will learn about ritual magic and tells Nozomu to stay on the sidelines during the class, since he will be a hindrance. As the students were laughing at Nozomu, the teacher tells them that they are not better than him, since they are all useless black-stained tags. Lisa was given the red-haired princess nickname for her excellent scores in the academy, and as her lover at the time, he was in the spotlight to match her excellence. However, he couldn't live up to the expectations they placed upon him, since he never was a scholarly person or held a sword before. He didn't realize the intense requirements to attend that school, so it's no surprise to him that he fell behind that quickly. But he never gave up and kept pushing, even though he was struggling. He had friends and a lover who was willing to help, but most of all, he wanted to keep his promise to Lisa that he wanted to grow stronger. However, that doesn't matter anymore to him now. But then something happened to him, and he couldn't improve his abilities any further, as if some sort of massive handicap was placed upon him. However, Lisa stood by his side, and she would increase his training session with him in the hopes he would start to improve again. Lisa desired to be by his side, so he pushed harder than ever before. Suddenly, one day, Lisa ended their relationship and bid him farewell. He was surprised, since she never showed him an ounce of frustration and always supported him. Without warning, rumors spread within the school that he had cheated on Lisa with another woman. He denied the allegations, however. No one believed him. Lisa was beautiful and had skills, while he was just an underachiever with no future. So the rumor went its full course, and everyone treated him as if he was nothing more than garbage. That he no longer had any friends, and many others joined in on Mars' bullying, and some even used physical violence against him. He tried to talk to Lisa, but she gave him a cold and hatred-filled stare. But still, he took class seriously and trained till he could no longer move, since he wanted to keep his vow. One day, as he was walking in the streets, he saw Lisa together with another guy, his best friend since childhood, Ken Nodes. They were in the same category at first, but now he had the fastest growth in the record history. Ken was a common gentleman, and he often took part in his and Lisa's training sessions. He heard from the other students that he comforted Lisa while she was heartbroken, so naturally they started dating soon after. At first, he was heartbroken seeing her smile so brightly next to him. Even when it was just during training, he could tell the two dominated all other pairs in mock battles. Seeing them together, it was clear to him that he no longer belonged anywhere in her heart. After that, as the students were attending the mock battle class, their teacher tells them that they will choose their partner and that they are free to use any form of magic. Kai is an Eastern style of magic that focuses on the body's physical movements and power, while magic requires divine power to produce an effect. Both forms are used within the Arkmal continent, and all ancient magic that had been excavated from ancient ruins was sent there, so that students can actively study it. After that, Mars approaches Nozomu and tells him that he is his partner for the mock battle with a smug face. Mars then grabs his great sword and draws it. Their school uniforms are designed for combat, and they also have some basic enchantments engraved into them. Nozomu's weapon of choice is a unique sword that originates from an island country that he describes what a katana is and how it is used. He also said that it is uncommon for students to use this kind of sword, since it is relatively rare to find. After that, Mars asked him if he is going to fight, and said that since he is just the bottom of the barrel trash, that he is just wasting his time fighting him. The teacher tells them to begin their fight, and as soon as the battle starts, Mars dashes towards Nozomu with his blade drawn. Mars attacks him with a vertical slash, but Nozomu manages to block it. Nozomu then uses all his might and changes the trajectory of Mars' sword. Mars tells him that he was too slow and he recovers from his attack. After that, using his punch as a feint, Mars tries to slice him using the sword, but Nozomu barely dodges it. Mars then attacks him from below, but Nozomu steps back to dodge the attack. They charge at each other with full speed and launch a series of attacks. Nozomu was barely blocking Mars' attacks, and then he gets blown back by the impact. Mars asked if that was all he got and tells him to give up. Meanwhile, Nozomu notices that Mars is using Kai. It is a magic that uses one's life force and enhances the user's physical abilities in exchange. After that, Mars attacks him with full force, but Nezumi barely manages to dodge the devastating attack. Mars gets angry and tells him that he needs to discipline him. Mars dashes towards him, and they again exchange a series of blows. Nezumi was struggling to block his attack with each hit, and he was slowly backing off. Mars gets angry and tells him to get out of his face. They kept exchanging blows after blows, but Nezumi seemed to have been restrained by some unseeable chains. After continuing the fight for that long, eventually, Nezumi's katana shatters and he gets blown away by Mars' attack. After Naomi gets defeated, Mars tells him that he is an annoying pest and that it was a pointless fight. After that, Nezumi was having a nightmare where he was hurt, but suddenly, he wakes up that he woke up inside the academy's infirmary, and in front of him was the school's doctor, Norn Altina. He is already used to a life, covered in constant emotional and physical pain. He is constantly in that infirmary, and he owes Miss Altina an immeasurable debt. Suddenly, a female teacher dashes inside the infirmary and asked Altina how he is doing. Her name is Henry Var, and she is the 10th class homeroom teacher at the academy. Altina then gets mad and tells her to use honorifics inside the academy. She replied, there was no one there, but Altina points at Nezumi, saying that he was there. Henry then asked Nezumi how he is, and he replied that he is fine and that she is getting too close to him. He then looks away and asked if she could step back a bit. Altina said that Nezumi will be fine since he only got some minor bruises on his chest and back. Then the bell rang, and their classes were over. Nezumi thanks them, and as he was about to leave, Henry tells him that she needs to ask him a question. She asked if he is still going to the forest, and he replied that he is. She tries to explain how dangerous that forest is, but Nezumi tells her that he will be fine and excuses himself. After he was gone, Henry gets mad, since he ran off without listening to her. Due to an incident, Nezumi fell to the bottom of his class, and this all started due to an ability that he manifested in his first year. Abilities are special skills that can be manifested by any creature, and there are countless types of abilities, all having various benefits. In Nezumi's case, he got the ability suppression, and it doesn't benefit him at all, but it rather hinders him severely. Although he can use items, magic, and kai, the effects of those enhancements are weaker compared to their full potential. Each person that is affected by this ability receives a permanent debuff. But for Nezumi, however, the ability that's being suppressed within him is his physical capabilities. Altina said that Nezumi goes alone into the forest and always comes back injured. She thanks Henry and said that because of her, he is starting to talk more, but his behavior doesn't change. She replied that she can't help him out when it comes to medical skills, so the best she can do is help him with his technique. She also added that there was a moment when he almost had an advantage with his technique, magic, and kai, all at the same time. By the time students reach third year, some of their grades reach C rank, which is equivalent to most high-level adventurers. Henry said that his abilities seem to be beyond that of a regular student, but it just needs some refinement. Altina replied she too is aware that his body is well trained. She could tell that he had a rigorous and intense training regimen, and that countless scars were covering his body. She said that for this reason, she often considers quitting the job. Henry asked why did she say that, and she replied that as a doctor, it pains her to see someone so young go through something like that. Henry then asked if his determination is wrong, to which she replied she thinks that he is at the limit of his growth. She was wondering if there was something more out there, something only he could achieve on his own. The Forest of Spasim is the city that houses Salmonade Academy, and it's a deep forest that surrounds Archism. A wide variety of plants grows in that area, and there are students and ordinary citizens who make a living by hunting monsters and gathering resources within the forests. While a rich forest can be a blessing to people, every year, at least several people die or go missing within the forest. The great city of Archism was built about 10 years ago, and at the center of the town lies Salmonade Academy, which is accompanied by the surrounding districts. The academy is considered the auxiliary of the city of Archism, and in the center lies the academy. In the northern area lies the political and administrative offices, responsible for governing the city. The eastern area harbors the civilian district, and the southern area is considered to be the commercial district. The western area of the city contains all kinds of artisan workshops, ranging from blacksmiths to weavers. There is a highway that runs throughout all the districts within the city, and the rest of the surrounding area is a dense forest. From the outside, it appears like a literal sea of trees. Therefore, it is also called the blank forest. It is a neutral area, and several monsters hide deep within the forest. Deep inside the forest, Nazamo was having a mock battle with someone. Using both of his hands, Nazamo wields his blade with conviction and determination. That person then punches him in the face and tells him that it was not enough. He then rolls in the ground due to the impact, and as he was about to get up, that person immediately tries to launch another attack at him. After that, Nazamo uses a skill called Instant Dash and dodges the attack. It is a form of magic that allows for powerful acceleration that can be as fast as a blink of an eye. That person then suddenly arrives in front of him and charges her attack, saying that he is too slow. After that, she releases her attack, but Nazamo barely dodges it. That skill is called Phantom Blade, and it is a phantom slash that is made of compressed and dense Kai. Since the attack is made up of compressed Kai, it is incredibly difficult to see it coming. It is a versatile attack that travels at an incredible speed. The blade will travel dozens of meters the moment the sword is drawn. As their blades were clashing, he addresses the person as master and asked if she is trying to kill him. She replied that if she wanted to kill him, she would have struck him down the moment he tried to escape. She also tells him that if it was a real fight to the death, she would strike him down without hesitation. After that, his master kicks him from below and makes him fall to the ground. Then, as she was about to attack him, Nazamo quickly gets back on his feet, that he then launches a stabbing attack towards her, but she vanishes. After that, she points her sword at his face and tells him that he is finished. Nazamo then admits his defeat and said that he give up. That person then gets introduced as Shino, who is his secret master. Before the construction of the town, she traveled into those woods to continuously hone her skills. After their battle, Nazamo wanted to fight her again, but she suggested he try and learn something from his defeat. She also said that his last attack was a half-assed attempt, so it was natural that she could anticipate his weakness. She said that it is about time for dinner, so she orders him to get something for them to eat. He then unsheathes his sword and tells her that he will do anything for her. She asked if he will get her whatever he wants, but Nazamo tells her not to be absurd. She was menacingly staring at him, so he was thinking that he should get going before she actually kills him. After that, as Nazamo was going deep inside the forest to search for food, his master was following him silently. Her first encounter with Nazamo was when she was staying in a rather dangerous part of the forest. The beast in that area was considerably powerful, so it was uncommon for ordinary people to travel that area. As she was looking around, the audible sound of the blade being swung lured her in, and that's when she saw him training all alone. She was naturally curious, so she lost him from the shadow for a while. However, she started to notice the terrible state he was in. He had a pale and lifeless look to him, and the skin on his hands had been torn and was peeling off. She could tell that he was exhausted from pushing himself too far, and his malnourishment only hastened his destructive state. After that, she tells him that there is no point in training in his state, but he tells her the circumstances he was in. He tells her that he can't go home until he can earn some respect, but he has no future since his abilities can't grow. She was wondering what type of brutal circumstances he was in that he was willing to destroy himself, just to simply earn respect from others. Seeing those lifeless, clouded eyes reminded her of a starving beggar on death's door that she met after leaving her hometown. However, she knew that she just had to forget about it, but seeing that same look from someone so young was killing her inside. Suddenly, some demon dogs attack Nazamo, so she rushes back to demon dogs are man-eating beast versions of a normal dog. Demon. It is low-ranked, but still, it can kill someone with a single bite. She knew that those demon dogs must look as dangerous as a dragon for him in his current state. After that, she defeats all the demon dogs and tells him that if he truly wants to die, then he should at least die as a warrior. After Nazamo asked what she meant by that, she replied that he can only die after he has mastered how to swing his sword properly. It has been 1.5 years since she became his master, and she could see that he became a monster. The Phantom Blade is a skill that produces a sharp slash of condensed Kai that flies toward the opponent. The skill itself is considered basic, but a true master can turn this skill into the deadliest weapon. She can obliterate any opponent with this skill, and her blade is so powerful that it can slash through a pot of iron as if it was a paper. However, Nazamo's blade is not as strong in force as hers, but his blade is just as sharp and dense as her own. Considering the fact that he has his abilities sealed, it's only a matter of time until he surpasses her. She is positive the reason he is unable to improve his skills in the academy is because of his suppressed abilities. In order to make up for the disadvantage, she made him focus on his swordplay over Kai control. She knows that using them in a mock battle at the academy would be difficult, but first, he needs to build up his physical strength so that he doesn't get swept away by anyone he battles. The core of Nazumo's mind has already been broken once before, so it's obvious to her that he escapes reality by training recklessly. She doesn't think that escaping from society is wrong, but once he escapes his reality and finds himself in a new one, it is impossible to return. For this reason, she decided it would be best to help him and decided to call their training sessions the Escape. Although she believes that she's not qualified to teach Nazumo as her disciple, she can rest easy knowing that she has left him with everything she has learned over the years. After that, as Nazumo was searching for food, he was surprised to hear an explosion, since it was unusual for people to be there. Magic is a power that uses spirit-based forces, and it's the counterpart to Kai and has been around for centuries. Judging from that sound, he was guessing that someone is dealing with a beast-type demon, which is different from the demon dogs he had fought before. He then goes in that direction to check just what kind of demon they are dealing with. After that, Nazumo sees some demon bears and said that they generally don't travel in pairs. Their fur itself is as strong as a shield, and it takes significantly powerful ranked adventurers to take one alone. For someone like himself, it would take at least 5 people to take something like that on. After that, a girl dashes towards the demon bear and slashes its eyes. Nazumo was thinking that he had seen her before, and he believes that she is in the same year as him, but has ranked several times higher compared to him. She then stabs the demon bear in its heart through the ribcage and defeats it in one blow. Nazumo knows that she is one of the top students in their school year, and she's known as the Midnight Princess, due to her hair being as dark as the midnight sky. Her name is Iris Dina Franskild. On the other side, another girl was preparing her magic spell to cast on the other demon bear. Her name is Thelma Lime, a well-known powerful mage within the academy. From her power alone, she already surpasses the teachers in magical strength. After that, she casts the magic spell called Wind Vortex. It is a magical spell that produces a vortex of wind that slices through the opponent, and it is considered an intermediate level spell. In the academy, she is also known as the Minstrel of Four Winds. Iris and Thelma both are at the top of the academy. Nazumo was admiring her attack, since it was just her raw magical abilities without any boosters. After that, suddenly, a third demon bear ambushes Thelma and Nazumo rushes to save her. As the demon bear was about to attack her, Iris quickly blocks the attack. Iris has a unique skill called Immediate Cast, which allows her to cast spells and attacks without chanting. After that, Nazumo quickly approaches the demon bear and uses Phantom Blade against it. The demon bear then gets instantly beheaded, making both of them shocked. Nazumo had no idea why his body moved as it did, but he only had a split second to act. The skill he used is not different from when he used his own Phantom Blade. However, if you were to compare the power levels, his master is leagues ahead of him. Due to his suppressed abilities, everything he does is severely underpowered, and his body is still at its limit, since he had that mock battle earlier with his master. After that, Iris approaches him and thanks him for the help. She then asked if he is hurt, to which he replied that he is not. While he was getting captivated by her beauty, Iris thanked him and said that because of him, she and her friend are safe. Iris then introduces herself and tells him that they are in their second year at the Salmonetta Academy, and in the same class. Thelma also introduces herself, but after watching his face, she gets shy and hides behind Iris. Iris then apologizes on her behalf, saying that she is skittish. After that, Thelma said that she is shy around men, and Nazumo said that he doesn't mind. Iris then asked who he is, and said that he looks like another student from the academy. Nazumo was hesitant to reveal his identity, since he was afraid that they could turn their back on him. He wanted to avoid telling them his name, but it would be impolite not to. In addition, Iris' family is one of the prominent founding families, and her father serves directly under royalty. After that, he introduces himself and tells them that he is a second year that attends the 10th class rank. Iris replied that she might believe him, but it was a bit suspicious for a 10th rank student to be all alone without a party. Nazumo was surprised that Iris didn't criticize him, but on the other side, Thelma was terrified to see him. Nazumu replied that he doesn't have a party and that he is all alone out there. Iris and Thelma are two of the most competent high-ranked students. Ranks are given to adventurers in the Arkmill continent, and it is like an evaluation of one's skills. Defeating demonic beasts, completing specifically graded tasks, creating new research and groundbreaking inventions, all of which can contribute to one's rank. People who belong to high ranks can become top-notch rangers, a knight of the King's Guard, or a court magician. The only ones that the school has approved as ranked are 5 unique students in the second year. Nazumo tells her that no one will want to work with someone like him, but Iris replied that she's not sure why anyone wouldn't want to join a student with the ability to stay alive in the forest. She then asked his reason to be all alone in the deepest part of the forest, and he replied that he came to train there. After that, he angrily tells her that he will make himself stronger, even if he can't become stronger like everyone else, that he won't give up and die. Iris said sorry to him, but she still thinks that it's strange. Nazumu replied that it's alright and apologizes for being rude, that he asked how should he address her, and she replied by saying that Iris is fine. Nazumu then asked what were they doing there, and that besides himself, it was unusual for students to be there. Iris replied that they received a quest from the guild, that they saw a dragon, that a dragon is considered to be a legendary being, one of the most powerful creatures in existence. It's a species with immense power, and it is said that in ancient times, they once ruled all the creatures in the world. If someone kills a dragon, they are granted its power, but there are not many stories about someone killing a dragon, except for their history books. Iris said that they couldn't let the dragon rumor go uninvestigated, since there is a chance that there is actually one lurking around. She also said that dragons are a form of demonic beast, and the dragon that's been sighted has a relatively low size, but it still could pose an undeniable threat. After that, Nazumu replied that he will keep that in mind. Iris tells him that if the beast truly is a dragon, even she is not allowed to fight it. She asked if he wants the demon bear's materials, since they owe him a favor. Nazumu replied that he didn't expect anything like that, but he wants some of the meat. After that, she tells him they will be heading back towards the city, and thanks him again for the help. Nazumu replied that it was not a problem, and that he would be heading back tomorrow. As they were returning to the city, Iris asked Thelma why she was behaving that timidity. Thelma replied it was because she heard that he cheated on Lisa and likes to play around with women. Iris then realizes that he is the boy in the rumors, but she doesn't think that he's the kind of man to do such a horrible thing. She just doesn't see it in him. Thelma then tells her that she was scared, but Iris tells her to apologize to him the next time they meet on the other side. Nazumu returns to his master's house, and she angrily asked why he was late. She also asked if he found himself dominated by the opposite sex, but Nazumu asked in return why she is angry. Sheena was in a bad mood that night, and the following day she doubled his training regiment on the other side. While Iris was resting in her room, she was thinking about the speed of Nazumu's blade and that it had an honest and clear color. Mithril is a metal that has a higher affinity for magic and is a material for armor. It's far superior not only in strength but flexibility. Her sword was given by her father and swordmaster when she first arrived there, and they had the blade made with her habit of magic consumption in mind. It's engraved with the name, the silver wings of the evening star. After that, she takes a rapier and said that the magic sword Moonlight Eclipse is the most powerful magical attack it is capable of. Kai and magic are called the source of the soul, and there isn't too much of a difference between the two in concept. The power from the two is wholly different on the caster, and magic tends to lean on the mental state of the caster and their formation in unison. Kai tends to use the physical core of the master, and they tend to repel each other, but her sword was made to negate that repelling nature. After that, she realizes that he wasn't heading toward the city and thinks that even she wouldn't risk staying in the forest overnight. She knows that the demonic beasts are in full swing at night, and in normal circumstances, only trained scouts with the training required to survive would stay there. After that, she thinks about Nozomu and gets interested to know him more. The next day, around noon, Nozomu was walking inside the park of the academy and saw many students enjoying their break together. He is despised throughout the academy, and because of this, being around so many students is uncomfortable for him. He didn't want to eat in the park, but the school's cafeteria was much worse for him, that he's also struggling in terms of money, which means that he has to make do with what he hunts. The training that morning was also doubled, so he didn't have much energy left to make a proper lunch when he went back to the dorm. After that, as he was enjoying his lunch alone, he noticed someone. Judging by her uniform, he was certain that she was an ECLOS student. ECLOS is the auxiliary school connected to the academy, and it focuses on younger students around 10 years old. Its purpose is to search for children who may show signs of being gifted at an early age. They use the school to develop their abilities at a young age, and since those who are chosen to go to the school are higher-powered officials, it's common for the children to be gifted in something. Nozomu thought that she was a bit short for a child that belonged to ECLOS, and wondered if she stepped on something. He thought that he shouldn't leave her there, so he approached her and asked if she is okay. After she turns around, Nozomu gets surprised to see her, since she looks familiar to someone. He then asks if she is in ECLOS, and what is she doing there? She replies with a yes, and tells him that she was playing with Shadow during her lunch break. After that, he sees a black cat above a tree, and asked if it is a bracelet. The girl replied that it is hers, but she doesn't know why Shadow took it, and went all the way up the tree. The girl then tells Shadow to give her bracelet back, and meanwhile, Nozomu was thinking that the tree is tall. The wood was also extremely smooth, and he thinks that even for him, it would be a hard tree to climb. In the forest, it is vital to be able to escape monsters by being able to climb up the toughest of trees, and luckily, climbing is his specialty. After that, he tells the cat to hand over the bracelet that he stole. The cat then jumps over his face and starts scratching him. He tries to shake the shadow off, but he cuts Nozomu's finger using its claws. Suddenly, Nozomu's bread falls to the ground from his pocket, and meanwhile, Shadow wears the girl's bracelet as his collar belt. Shadow then mocks him, and he gets angry for his lunch. As they were fighting for the bracelet, the girl asked if everything is alright up there. After that, suddenly, the branch breaks off. Nozomu then crashes on the ground, but Shadow falls on the girl's arms. The girl asked if he is okay, and he replied that he is. Nozomu asked her if the bracelet is okay, and she replied that it is. After that, she thanks him for his help, but he said that it was no big deal. She then introduces herself as Samiliana, and that is call her Somia. Nozomu also introduces himself, and asked if he could call her Somia. She replied that it is okay to call her Somia, and that she is glad he helped her. Nozomu was surprised, since it was the first time someone had thanked him in a very long time. She then smiles at him, and watching her, he gets happy. After that, the bell rang, so Nozomu tells her to hurry up, if she doesn't want to be late. Somia agrees, and tells him that she has to hurry back, and thanks him once again. After she was gone, Nozomu thought that he missed out on his lunch, but he is fine with that. After that, their teacher was teaching them about ritual magic. As the teacher was giving lectures to the other students, Nozomu was sitting in a corner. He shows them a magic altar, and tells them to create their own, that he also explained how to use the altar, and how they can cast different spells using it. It completely depends on the capability of magic from the caster, and for that reason, Nozomu can't imagine the feeling of using magic. Mars is fortunate enough to be proficient in both Kai and magic at high levels, and the chances of having them simultaneously are less than 1 in 100. However, being able to use them at the same time is an even less likely event to happen. Due to Nozomu's suppressed abilities, he can't participate in the magic lectures, so he just watches the class instead. He only shows up in class to keep up the appearances, and he doesn't receive any more marks on his record. The academy focuses on students with talented abilities, so they are given more benefits, and the higher the ability, the more preferential treatment they get. The higher ranks are given more opportunities, and even adventurers will supply higher-ranking students with more substantial supplies when they take on quests. After that, Nozomu notices Iris on the other side of the training ground, and in front of her, he sees Lisa, who is about to spar against her. There is a large gap between differently leveled classes and where they train. He is a 10th rank second year, so he was hoping to never run into her. It's been over a year since he last saw her, and they had once promised their futures to one another. Then, as soon as the battle begins, Lisa quickly rushes towards Iris. Iris quickly casts her spell, and counterattacks Lisa with phantom bullets. After that, Lisa kept charging at her, while blocking all the phantom bullets she shot. Iris stands her ground, and as Lisa attacks her, she holds out against her monstrous momentum. Iris uses her natural ability to dodge Lisa's deadly and precise attack. Lisa then attacked Iris with consecutive slashes using her dual-wielding style, and it looked like to Nozomu that Lisa completely had the upper hand in that fight. Lisa was wielding her sword confidently, so Nozomu was wondering if Iris would stand a chance against her. Suddenly, Lisa dodges an incoming magic attack from Iris, which makes Nozomu surprised. He was amazed to see that Iris was able to use skills without casting, that he couldn't believe that it was possible for her to fight with her sword and simultaneously cast magic. Iris then uses chains to attack her feet, while blinding her with black fog, but Lisa manages to ward off all the attacks. They continuously bowled after each other, never taking a step. Lisa's attack caused violent winds around the arena, and she was causing after images of herself as she attacked. It was a ruthless battle, but suddenly, Lisa distanced herself. After that, Lisa puts her swords together and charges her magic. That magic was not something even most of the powerful sorcerers could use, and it was almost as powerful as Thelma's wind vortex. Iris then counterattacks with her strongest attack and blocks Lisa's magic. Seeing her attack, Nozomu found it incredibly powerful and wondered how she could be that strong. Lisa asked how long she had been preparing for that attack, and Iris replied, since the start of their fight. Because of her unpredictable attacks, it took her longer than usual, since she had to focus on battle. Lisa then smiles and said that she will take that as a compliment. After that, as Lisa was leaving, Iris thinks that she is Nozomu's former lover, and now she is dating his friend Ken Nodis. She doesn't know those two well, and she believes that only fools would make judgments on people they don't know personally. If she could have summoned that attack sooner, her battle would have gone smoother. It normally takes her about 10 seconds to conjure that attack, but she saw that Nozomu didn't even take a single second to do that. After that, Iris notices Nozomu on the other side, so she waves at him. But Nozomu ignores her and goes back, which makes her confused. Thelma then gives Iris a potion, and she thanks her while drinking it. Usually, Iris watches her classmates spar from the sidelines, and she tends to enjoy those moments. It became a regular routine for her, and she figured that she could learn something new by watching others fight. Iris was watching the other side of the training hall. Thelma asked her if something is wrong. Iris then rotates her head and replied that it's nothing. As she was watching her classmates fight, she kept thinking about how Nozomu looked while he was leaving. After that, Iris asks Thelma if she could ask something, and when she replied what it is, Iris says that it is about Nozomu's ability. On the other side, as Nozomu was leaving the training hall, he was wondering why Lisa left him and why he was forcing himself to go through that pain. He was also wondering why he couldn't give in to the pain and move on. He can't think of any reason why he deserves that, since he came to the academy after arguing with his father for 2 weeks. His decision was rewarded with a twisted reality, where the pain in his heart has forced itself to retract and seal itself from within. Despite his best efforts, he still hasn't improved, and he also tried to ask Lisa where it all went wrong, but all she does is give him a look of disgust. Because of that, he grew a habit of forcing himself to train harder as a coping mechanism for his inadequacy. After that, as Nozomu was walking and having those same thoughts, Somiya appeared in front of him while trying to catch her cat. She then stumbles, and as she is about to fall, Nozomu saves her from falling. She explains that her cat escaped during her class, so she was trying to catch him. As Nozomu said that he will be taking his leave, Somiya tells him to wait and asked if she could see him again tomorrow. Nozomu asked what she meant, so she replied that she wants to talk with him and repay his kindness for all his help. Hearing that, Nozomu thinks that it is the first time someone has offered to see him without the intent of bullying him in a long time. But he didn't want her to receive the same kind of treatment, and he also had training with his master after school. Somiya gets sad and asked if that is a no, so he replied that they can meet tomorrow during lunch. After that, Nozomu had something more to tell her, but she dashes away from his sight. Somiya was practicing her magic spell at night, but she was unable to conjure the spell properly. She was wondering why she couldn't be as good as her sister, and that there had to be something wrong with her. Suddenly, Iris appears and tells Somiya that she is doing wonderfully. They currently acknowledge the 6 elements, of which earth, fire, wind, and water are common elements, while light and darkness are uncommon. After that, Iris asked if she is having trouble with a particular spell, so she replied that it is light magic. Iris casts the same spell, and it is a light-based spell known as Torch. Iris explains how she can use the spell, and Somiya said that she is amazing. After practicing for a while, Iris said she noticed that she looks happier lately, and asked if something good happened to her recently. Somiya replied that she made a friend recently, so Iris asked what are they like. Somiya tells her that he seems sad but kind, and explains how he helped her. Somiya noticed that he likes to avoid contact with others, but she knows that he is a kind person. After that, Somiya asked how is she doing, and Iris replied that she also met someone interesting. Then, Iris wondered if Nozomu had that expression because of Lisa, and that he looked broken. Iris then tells Somiya that they were caught off guard with a surprise attack during a mission, but that person appeared out of thin air and took half a second to slice through the monster. Somiya was surprised that someone better than her sister existed, but Iris tells her to get some sleep since it was getting late. Somiya replied that she wants to talk more about that person, but Iris said that she won't grow as big and strong as her if she doesn't rest. She also tells her that she doesn't know him well, so they will talk about the new friend later. After that, as Somiya was returning to her room, Iris was thinking that she is still small. Somiya was born prematurely, and their mother, who was a sick woman, passed away during the pregnancy. With their mother's death, she was left alone to raise Somiya, and even when she was only 6 years old, she knew that this was her calling. She started swordsmanship intensely, and pushed through all the obstacles in her way to meet her family's expectations. She only desired the skill and power in swordsmanship and sorcery, and currently, she stands at the top of her class. She has worked hard for this position, and it cost her every fiber of her being to be where she is today. So she wants to know why people got this image of Nozomu. She wonders why Lisa broke up with Nozomu, and if there was a fight. She knew that his experience forced him to make an effort to change. She wants to know what kind of training he put himself through to be able to produce an attack like that. The next day, Somiya and Nozomu met during their break, that he then asked if her sister is a student at the academy, and said that he is also in the second year. Somiya asked how his life at the academy is, so Nozomu shows her the black tag, and said that he is the lowest rank. She replied that he is just like her, and that he is not like her sister, who excels at everything. Nozomu could see the immaturity in her eyes, and at the same time, he also accepted himself as someone who is the same. He could tell that Somiya was strong. After that, Nozomu asks about her bracelet, and she tells him that it has been handed down in her family for generations like a thing that binds them to one another in their family. They keep these things with them to feel the connection of their family, and a reminder that there will always come a day when they all be reunited. She also said that her sister gave it to her as a birthday present last year, and it's a reminder that no matter what happens to one of them, they will always be connected. As they were talking about the topic, suddenly Iris saw Nozomu and Somiya together. She approaches them, and Nozomu gets shocked to see her. Iris said she is surprised that he is the new friend her sister was talking about. Somiya also gets surprised and asked if she knows who Nozomu is. Meanwhile, Nozomu is confused by the situation, so Somiya tells him that her last name is Franchild. Nozomu could see their identical black hair and thought that he should have known, since her bracelet is something that no commoner would have. He had been meeting with Somiya for some time, so he was angry at himself that he couldn't notice the similarities between them. After that, Iris invites him for lunch, which makes him confused. He knows that Iris has a beautiful face and she is extremely dependable and helps those in need. He knows that she is practically worshipped by other students, so he can't think of a reason why she would offer to have lunch with him, that if they were in a more populated area. The news would have spread throughout the whole school within minutes. After that, Nozomu apologizes and said that he will have to pass, but Somiya offers him to eat together. Nozomu hesitates to go with them, so Iris asked if he doesn't like the public fields, that he then apologizes and said that he is uncomfortable around too many people. Somiya said, in that case, they should eat there, and Iris also said that she doesn't mind eating somewhere quiet. After that, Nozomu asked if her friend Thelma will be joining them, but she replied that Professor Jihad called her to his office. The headmaster of Salmonata Academy, Jihad Rondell, was at the front line of the war against demons, and he is considered one of the strongest swordsmen in the world. A great demon migration took place in the lands of Ark Mill 20 years ago, and hundreds of thousands were killed in the invasion, which led to an influx of refugees taking shelter in neighboring countries. It was the first time in history that all of the nations came together and cooperated to fend off the invasion. The damage from the demon invasion took a toll on the surrounding land, and many countries fell. With the loss of entire countries, the influx of refugees flooded the streets of the recovering countries, and because of that, many countries suffered from civil disruption and astronomical damages. They decided that the best course of action was to create a place where refugees could live and train new blood for the next impending invasion, and they built an academy and named it Salmonata Academy. After that, Iris tells him to not worry about Thelma. Nozomu then notices a cute dog sticker on her bag and gets surprised. Iris asked what's wrong, and he replied that he noticed something unexpected. Somya said that her sister loves dogs, but she thinks that cats are cuter. After that, Iris said that dogs are cuter, and meanwhile, Nozomu was wondering what is going on. Somya said that cats are the best, but Iris argues that dogs are so adorable that it makes her wants to hug them. Somya tells her to take a look at Shadow and said that when she pets him, he purrs and makes the cutest sounds. While they were busy with their debate, Nozomu was getting exhausted watching them. After that, Somya interrupts their conversation and asked how they both met. Iris tells her that Nozomu is the one who sliced through a demonic bear in less than a second, and Somya gets surprised to hear that she was talking about him. Iris then added that thanks to Nozomu, Thelma was saved, but Nozomu humbly replied that it is not true. He tells her that he is the lowest ranking student in the school because of his suppressed abilities. Iris said it is strange that despite his ability, why is he still in the lowest class? Nozomu replied that it is too strong attack to use in the academy, and since his magic is low, he can only attack once. She asked why he didn't join any party, to which he replied that no one wants to group up with him. She then asked if it was because of his suppressed abilities, and he replied that it is. She tells him that he doesn't need to be strong to be in a party, and that his familiarity with the forest of Spossum alone would boost him up the priority list. She also said she knew that he spent the night in the forest, and she knows that it is not a place for someone who isn't experienced and unskilled. But in reality, he stayed the night with Shino. It's one of the safest places to stay within the forest. After all, it's a place where a dragon-class adventure lives. Nozomu has spent countless nights alone in the forest as well, since sometimes Shino throws him out into the forest at night. Iris asked why didn't he start a party, and if it was because of his breakup with Lisa, an animosity towards him from the students. He then recalls all his bad memories and gets depressed thinking about it. After that, Iris tells him not to take it the wrong way, and that she doesn't know the truth about that fight. Nozomu then gets up and tells them to excuse him. He apologizes to Somya and said that he will be leaving first. After he is gone, Iris tells Somya about all the rumors about Nozomu. She just wanted to get to know him better, since he saved her friend with an attack she never seen before, and she also wanted to ask about the rumors. Iris said that she might have said too much, and she thinks that she did something wrong, so Somya tells her to apologize to Nozomu next time. On the other side, Nozomu thinks that it already become a habit for him to escape reality. Part of him wants to return and see what she wanted to say, but he needs to distract his thought with training to push the pain away. Lisa wasn't the only one who gave up on Nozomu, because when the rumors started, most of his friends left him without a second thought. After that, as he was passing by, he saw Lisa eating with her friends. Lisa then suddenly notices him and gives him a cold stare. Her friends were wondering what was going on, so after they looked back, they also had the same reaction as her. Nozomu said it's been a while, but Lisa's friend tells him not to talk to her like they are close. Her name is Camilla Vavet Tucknose, and she is Lisa's first ever friend since she arrived at the academy. She was also Nozomu's friend, but she rejected him quickly when the rumors started to spread. After that, Lisa menacingly looks at him and asked what he wants. Nozomu tries countless times to prove his innocence and clear up the misunderstanding, but everyone rejected his pleas, and his heart began to freeze over time. He asked how she is doing, but she replies with a cold stare to not come any closer and to get out of her sight. Those words made his heart break, and after that, Lisa gets up, saying that if he is not going anywhere, then she will go somewhere else. After she is gone, Camilla punches him in the gut and asked if he can't see how upset Lisa is. She also tells him that he is just a traitorous idiot. After that, everyone leaves and Ken looks at him with pity before leaving. After that incident, Nozomu runs as fast as he can through the forest. His desire for suicide had subsided, but running in with Lisa flooded back all the feelings he pushed away. After running for a while, he checks his compass and sees that the direction is leading him deeper into the woods. There are a lot of demonic beasts in the forest, and this was the first time something had caused an issue with his compass. There were many ways to find demons within the forest, and he could stay hidden for a while, or he could build a shelter and wait for the fog to clear. Suddenly, he felt a massive surge of energy, and as he was getting closer to the source, he was wondering what is going on. He wonders what is happening, and it doesn't look like it was around Alicasm. Suddenly, he feels a cold gaze from above, and he sees that a giant dragon is flying above his head. It is a creature with an overwhelming presence and a manifestation of absolute power. It is a creature that should have disappeared into history, and it is a legendary presence. The dragon starts descending, and Nozomu starts running to get away from it. The ground breaks due to the dragon's landing, and Nozomu gets blown away because of the shockwave. He then regains his balance and thinks that he needs to run. He uses some smoke balls, which are often used in the forest to escape monsters. As he was using the smoke as cover to run away, his aim was the light he followed to arrive there. Suddenly, the dragon roars, and the force blows him away along with the smoke that is covering him. The dragon fired a breath from its mouth, and in the next moment, all sound disappeared for Nozomu as he was in midair. The hill that the dragon landed on turned into a crater that could fit the entirety of Salmonati Academy. He then crashes into the ground and drinks a potion to recover his strength. The magic which the dragon was about to fire is called spirit magic, and it is the magic of the spirits. It is different from the magic that the non-spirits it doesn't need to be processed elsewhere, so it can be activated as soon as the spirit chooses to use that magic. Compared to other types of magic, spiritual magic is overwhelmingly faster. Nozomu tries to defend himself from the attack, but the attack was more than what he could handle. The dragon then menacingly approaches him as he is lying on the ground. He tries to get up, but the dragon flicks him with its hand, and he crashes into a boulder. As he was lying half dead on the ground, his life flashed before his eyes that he wanted to support Lisa's dream, and even now, he still thinks that. Even though his master is a rough person, he knows that she is undeniably a good person. His teachers, Anri and Norin, cared about him, and even though Iris tried to convince him that she wouldn't judge a person based on rumors, he ran away like a coward, that he was thinking that in most important situations, he can't do anything. After that, as the dragon is about to stomp on him, his master rescues him and asked what he is doing there. His master always defeated monsters that were too strong for him, but she never thought that she would have to face the Dragon King, which is of the legendary status at her age. She tells him that its name is Tiamat, and it was sealed by its own species for eating them 5,000 years ago. Tiamat even ate his own kind, and disappeared from the earth when he was sealed. She tells Nozomu that he really has bad luck to encounter such a godly creature. After that, Nozomu starts coughing blood, so she wonders if his organs are injured. She tells him to escape, but Nozomu asked what she will do. She replied that they can't stick together, and that he needs to run as far as he can. Shino then uses Phantom Blade against Tiamat and attacks his legs. She gets irritated that it didn't take any damage, and meanwhile, Tiamat charges up his spirit magic and fires it towards her. With one blow, she managed to slice through 5 light rays, and with that Kai, she destroyed a further 10 light rays. Next, she blew up the attack of 20 light rays, but the waves of light rays kept on coming, and there was no end to the dragon's attack. She didn't have any hands left, so she started using the sheath of her sword, and eventually, the power of the light rays began to increase. The number of light rays that she could stop with one strike started to decrease, and the impact of a sudden depletion of Kai started to act up. She thinks that even if she was in her best state, she couldn't see herself defeating Tiamat. She was angry at herself for withering away in the forest rather than training. She was thinking that she is just a useless wench, who is even worse than her crappy disciple. Even her sight was deteriorating, so she was thinking that she must be dying. Her heart felt empty, and it looked like she had been enjoying the time she spent with her idiot disciple more than she expected. Suddenly, Nozomu calls her from behind, and she gets surprised to hear it. She looks back and tells him to hurry up and run away. Tiamat then changes the trajectory of the attack to Nozomu, and as the attack was about to land, Shino uses the Kai ability, Light Destroyer, to intercept the attack. The Kai which she sent through the ground is let out beneath the enemy, and it causes the enemy to be lifted in the air and to be destroyed by the power of the Kai. Among all the abilities that Shino possesses, this one has the most range and power. However, due to the sudden depletion of Kai, the power of the Kai was lost. After that, Tiamat's attack lands on Nozomu, and sends him flying off the ground that he hits the ground hard and vomits blood. All of a sudden, his body temperature started decreasing, and his body began to be surrounded by the presence of death. It was more painful than all the other times he was attacked. The blood loss started lowering his brain function, and he didn't have enough strength to even have flashbacks. The cruel reality lowered on him, and the rejection of death awakened his power, and the stagnant ice in his heart began to get out. He didn't want it to die, and he didn't want to give up, that he wanted to burn the last of life and surge the light, so it wouldn't put off. The strong will to live exploded within him. Nozomu's concentration soared to its limit, and increased his sense of time, that he wonders why he was always slow, and it is as if his entire body has been tied up with metal chains, and it prevents him from moving forward. Suddenly, the invisible chains that were binding him became visible to him. After that, he grabs those chains and breaks free from them. There was no way he could break the metal chains so easily, and the fact that those shiny metal chains manifested out of nowhere was a product of his imagination. But for him, he was aware of the existence of those chains, and was certain that he could break free from them. The dragon then fires a blast toward Nozomu, but due to the extreme acceleration, the dragon loses sight of Nozomu for only a split second. Nozomu then grabs his katana and prepares for the phantom blade attack. The kai, that had been compressed thinner and sharper than a single strand of hair, moved at the same speed as how a sword was swung. However, the attack was not able to slice through the cornea. Even though a dragon is a type of spiritual creature, it still possesses a physical body. For example, when one of its sensory organs is attacked, it will try to protect it. Its defense mechanisms are similar to that of humans and animals. After that, Tiamat struck the ground with so much force that it caused a large earthquake. However, at that moment, the ground crumbled underneath it, and there seemed to be an existing underground cave below. Until now, Nozomu wasn't able to move freely due to the violent ground tremors, but he was able to protect himself from the impact of landing. Tiamat was the king of spirits, who was capable of using extraordinary magic comparable to spiritual magic. Before Nozomu had managed to take 3 steps, Tiamat proceeded to invoke a spell in the hopes of wiping out Nozomu. After that, Shino uses a light destroyer as soon as Tiamat launches his attack. Nozomu, who had managed to free himself from the shackles of his repressed ability, dashed at a high speed. Shino's light destroyer aided Nozomu in a way that it repelled some of the impact around him, while also deflecting the light rays, which helped create a path between Nozomu and Tiamat. He was moving at a speed faster than Shino had ever gone before. Even the breath of the dragon counts as spiritual magic, therefore, it can be activated without needing to create magic circles and cast spells. The dragon becomes irritated at the puny human's resistance and becomes unhinged. He wanted to destroy the world he was trapped in, so Tiamat started to pour all of his power into his 5 colored wings. After that, as Tiamat was charging up the power, a light ray from the sky fell on Tiamat and destroyed his spell. The world was created to seal Tiamat, so every time the dragon went astray, there would be a mechanism to suppress those powers. Tiamat, who has been weakened by the sealing process, had become similar to that of an S-ranked adventurer. After that, Shino cheers for Nozomu, and then he uses Phantom Blade against Tiamat. He sliced at the scales below Tiamat's throat, and the compressed ki embedded in the blade exploded inside his throat. He swung his sword in a way as if a path was laid out in front of him. Nozomu slashed at the exposed skin, and using the momentum gained from the first strike, he swung his body around one more time. After that, he performs a stabbing attack deep inside Tiamat's throat, and it starts to growl in pain. Even with the damage it has already sustained, the great dragon was not yet defeated. With a ground-shaking cry, it helplessly tried to shake off Nozomu. With all the power that was left in him, he grabbed his sword, which was tightly wedged into the dragon's body, and concentrated his ki into his right arm. Nozomu then uses the Light Destroyer ability, and the flow of ki, which was comparable to a high-level magic spell, shot out of the sword. Nozomu's attack ended up blasting the dragon's head off, along with the bundle of nerves inside it. After that, the dragon gets defeated, and its body turns into ash. Nozomu then falls to the ground and watches the spirit that left Tiamat's body. After that, suddenly, the spirit enters Nozomu's body, and when he opens his eyes, he finds himself in a strange place, tied with steel chains. He then looks below him and feels the gaze of the dragon that he defeated. He then looks at Tiamat, and both of their eyes meet that he was wondering if it was a dream. But after waking up, he saw his master's face close to him and gets startled. She tells him that she has been taking care of his wounds for 3 whole days, which makes him surprised. Even though it only felt like 10 minutes, in reality, 3 days had already gone by since his fight against Tiamati, that no other furniture is present besides the bare minimum needed for day-to-day life. That plain room he is recovering in is his master's cabin. He looks at his bandaged body and could smell strong medicine from it, that he then apologizes and thanks her for treating his wounds, and she replied that she was worried about him. After that, he asked how she is and if she had any injuries. She said she's all right and that it is nothing to worry about. She then added that there are some things she must tell him about his current state. Nazamo looks at her serious face and replied, he understands. After that, she tells him that he defeated Tiamat in the sealed world, that it is a world created by the dragons, in order to seal the Dragon King of Ruin. She said that he defeated Tiamat and became a dragon slayer, which has not appeared for the past several hundred years. They are inheritors of great strength, and some use spells that cannot be explained by existing magic, or were able to awaken superhuman abilities. Their last appearance was 300 years ago, and it is said that they no longer exist. Nazamu then recalls the moment he defeated Tiamat, and wondered if he really is a dragon slayer. Shino said she wants to check something, so she gives him his katana. She launches an attack, and as he was about to get hit, he quickly blocks the attack, which was unexpected for him. Nazamu then asked what happened, so she replied that after becoming a dragon slayer, his physical abilities increased. She also said that although his power might have increased, he hasn't gotten much stronger because of his ability suppression. She then asked if he can release his ability separation from before, so as he tries to break it, the chains become visible again. She asked what he will do, but Nazamo couldn't understand her question. She then tells him that the power he has acquired is exceptionally strong, and great power tends to attract all sorts of things. She also said that once it starts, there will be no end to it. She again asked what he wants to do from now on. He hesitates to reply, so his master said that he has no reason to become any stronger than he currently is. Even if it's to support the girl he likes, that girl is not his lover anymore, and she doesn't feel the same way he does. She said that if he used Phantom Blade on a wooden dummy, no one would let their guard down around him, and mastering the swordplay she taught him would keep him from hitting rock bottom. After that, she added that the only reason for him to fall that far is if he is unable to face reality and give up. Although he resisted those around him who rejected him, this environment where he was alone with no one to help him turned into his reasons for becoming stronger, which resulted in him breaking his own oath, and instead turned it into a reason to escape. Saying it was for Lisa's sake, he stayed at the academy, doing nothing but sword training. The fact that he made no attempt to meet with the person in question, who should have been at the center of his problems, is proof of this, that he doesn't see the present, and he is still trapped by his past. Shino said that eventually, he will be forced to make a choice, and since he is injured, she tells him to continue to rest at her cabin for the day. She said that she hasn't told him something, and as he wondering what that could be, she hugs him while saying, "Welcome back." She also tells him that he fought well, and hearing those words makes him tear up. He could see that there were dark circles under her eyes, and her breathing was also a bit rough. He was wondering if it was because she was tending to him that whole time. He replies to her that he is back. After a while, he falls asleep, and as he is sleeping, Shino said how she couldn't believe that Nozomu would be the first dragon slayer to appear in hundreds of years. She tells him to sleep well and said that both his body and mind are in need of rest. Shino was not born within the continent of Arkmil, but in an island country in the Far East, as the second daughter of the family head of Makagura style of swordplay. Some ridiculed her for wielding a sword despite being a woman, but her father trained her just like she wanted, and her mother also approved of her ambition. Her older sister was especially loving towards her and was always on her side. Her battles all ended in victory, and her glorious military service was praised by all. After that, Shino's sister introduced her to a young man who was to become a disciple, and soon after their encounter, Shino's love blossomed. After ascertaining each other's feelings, they became engaged. With the status of a notable family, unparalleled strength, and blessed with a good marriage proposal, she was at the peak of happiness. However, during their wedding ceremony, a groundless accusation of adultery was shouted at Shino, sending the marriage ceremony into chaos. Due to the fake evidence, The marriage was called off and naturally, Shino claimed innocence. But nobody listened to her, and then a year later, Shino learned the truth of the true culprit who framed her. It was none other than her beloved sister, and she did it because she was jealous of her happiness. After that incident, 3 days later, Shino left the Makagura family without saying a word to anyone. She left her home, her country, and everything behind on that island, and eventually traveled all the way to the forest of Spasim to live in isolation. Shino said that she and Nazumo are astonishingly similar. But now, her exhausted Kai won't recover, and instead it gets whittled away that it is called death-sleep disease, and those who suffer from this illness slowly lose their Kai until they pass away. There are only a few cases of people recovering from the death-sleep disease, but the cure has yet to be identified. She said that there is so much more she wanted to talk to him, since she only taught him sword techniques during the time they spent together. But she had one last thing to tell him, so until that moment, she will use all her strength to see it through. After that, Nazumo says the medicine that her master uses boosts natural healing instead of a potion that heals instantly. He also said that lately, his master is acting strange. She never shows her caring side, but now, she is even accompanying him to his academy. They arrive at the city gate, and his master tells him that she never visited the Al-Khazam city. Nazumo asked if she wants him to show around the city, but she was concerned about his classes. She then reminds that he missed several classes because of his injury, so Nazumo replied that they should hurry. As they were taking a stroll around the city, Shino was captivated by the different things that were sold in the streets. Meanwhile, Nazumo looks at her and thinks that he was also like her when he first arrived. After a while, they reach the Salmonati Academy, and Shino tells him that she will return to the forest. As Nazumo thanks her, he hears the bell and gets nervous. Shino tells him there is no point in being worried at that point, since he was absent for a week. She also tells him to come to her cabin after class, as she had many things to say to him. Nazumo gets surprised and asked if she has more things to tell him. She replied that they will talk when the time is right, but now he has to attend his class. After Nazumo rushes to his class, Shino said that she will walk around the town for a bit. Salmonati's final exam consists of written and practical exams, and those who fail will fall to lower grades or drop out. To Nazumo, who usually gets low grades, this was a big problem. Nazumo's homeroom teacher didn't ask the reason for his unexcused absences, and the other students were convinced that there wasn't anything more to it. No one brought up the topic again, and with that, morning classes ended. During the lunch break, he was called by Professor Anri to ask about his unexcused absences. Nazumo tells her that it was no big deal, and that he was injured because of a monster attack. She asked what kind of monster attacked him, and he replied that it was a mad bear. She asked if it was one of the 3 mad bear siblings, and he replied that it is. Hearing this, she menacingly stares at him, and meanwhile, Nazumo gets sweaty. She then asks how his injury is, to which he replied that he was bedridden with a fever for a little, but he's okay now. She asked why he didn't notify her about his absence, and that he could have contacted the academy. Nazumo said his fever was worse than he thought, and that his classmates don't care about him. He feels bad about lying, but he can't tell her the truth. Suddenly, she starts crying, asking if he doesn't trust her, and if she is unreliable and incompetent. Nazumo asks in return why she thinks that, so she replied she knows that he is lying. She gets closer to him and tells him to talk to her. Meanwhile, Nazumo thinks that she has a dangerous beauty, and that she is the type that can seduce men without even trying. She wasn't even aware of that, and Nazumo was finding it evil. On the other side, Somya asks Iris if she cleared up the misunderstanding with Nazumo. Thelma was confused about what she meant, so Iris replied that some stuff happened between her and Nazumo. Thelma also noticed that she hasn't been around during lunch breaks or after school lately, so she asked if that was the reason. Iris replied that she had been waiting for him outside the school, but she found out that he had been absent for days. Watching Iris, Thelma thought that she had never seen her care for a male student that much. After that, as Iris was getting ready for class, Somya called her and asked if she could invite Nazumo to her birthday party. Iris said it is a private party, but Somya replied that Nazumo is her friend and she wants to repay him for his kindness. She also said that Nazumo looks lonely when he smiles, and she doesn't know what happened to him. But she wants her friends to smile, even if it's just a little bit. Iris replied she is right, and that she would want her friends to smile. At first, Iris was only satisfying her curiosity. However, having seen a glimpse of the effort he has accumulated, she came to sympathize with him. That's why she was frustrated that she hadn't cleared up the misunderstanding with him yet. Iris then tells her that she will make sure to clear the misunderstanding, and when she does, she will invite him to her birthday party. Hearing this, Somya thanks her with a smile. After that, as Nazumo's class was having a mock battle, Anri was glaring at Nazumo as the assistant teacher, since he ran away the last time. Nazumo describes that rank 10 classes include only one assistant teacher, but rank 1 includes several. He also describes that their afternoon practical class includes ritual magic demonstrations, and at the end, there are mock battles. Suddenly, Mars approaches him, saying that he has bad luck for having him as his opponent. As Mars continues to insult him, Nazumo notices that his body is in a lot better shape than before. He now also has the ability to release the ability suppression that holds him back. But he doesn't want to release them right now, because he has a feeling that something will break if he does. He was also wondering if he should try using the Kai techniques in the academy that his master taught him. After that, the second battle between Nazumo and Mars begins. As soon as the match begins, Mars quickly dashes towards Nazumo with his weapon drawn, and Nazumo focuses his Kai to defend his attack. Nazumo thought Mars was about to attack him with a downward swing, but it was a feint as he attacked from the side. Nazumo then quickly responds and blocks his attack. After that, Mars quickly attempts to attack Nazumo with a downward slash, but Nazumo blocks the attack, which makes Mars astonished, since it was his most powerful move. Nazumo attacks him using his katana, but Mars also blocks it. Nazumo then uses his ankle and hits hard in Mars' belly. As Mars was off balance from the attack, Nazumo grabs his hair and hit his face using his knee. Mars backs off a little, and as Nazumo was chasing after him, Mars unleashes his Kai and tells him not to get cocky. Nazumo then stops in his tracks and wonders how much Kai did Mars possess. Mars then unleashes a skill called Dust Wind Blade and said he will crush him to pieces. Dust Wind Blade produces a high density and compressed wind, which increases the speed of slashing attacks and makes it even more powerful. Mars then launches a diagonal slash, but Nazumo dodges it. Mars then quickly attacks him using a left swing attack, but Nazumo dodges it again. Nazumo was thinking that he could dodge the wind blade at that distance, and since his attacks are repetitive, he can read 2 or 3 moves ahead. Meanwhile, Mars was wondering what is going on and why can't his blade reach him. With Mars' ability known as the Wind Spirit's Protection, the power and accuracy of spells and Kai techniques are greatly increased. Mars thinks that if Nazumo is the same as before, he should have been seeing him make clumsy blocks, dodges, and judgments. Meanwhile, Nazumo thinks that he wouldn't have been able to do anything about Mars' attacks because of his ability suppression, but in his current state, he is able to fend off attacks without losing his stance, because becoming a Dragon Slayer slightly increased his physical abilities, that he is also able to use the techniques he learned from his master. But still, he hasn't noticed any opportunities for a counterattack just yet. Mars was thinking that he wouldn't let Nazumo outdo him, but Nazumo could read his sword attacks 5 moves ahead. After that, Nazumo starts smiling because he could finally fight the way he wants. Mars knew about his ability suppression, so he wonders what would have happened if Nazumo fought him without those restrictions. He didn't want to accept defeat, so he launched a barrage of attacks towards him. Nazumo dodges all the attacks, but Mars finds an opportunity to attack him using his downward slash. Nazumo quickly dodges the attack, and because of the impact and the skill's effect, dust spreads everywhere, blocking Mars' vision. After that, Mars uses the skill Dust Splitter Ram, and on the other hand, Nazumo uses Dance of the Flash Step. Flash Step is a technique that allows instantaneous movements, and Dust Splitter Ram releases a wind that rushes forth like a battering ram. Nazumo uses Flash Step to get into Mars' blind spot. After Mars used his technique, but he couldn't see Nazumo within his sight. Suddenly, he notices that Nazumo is beside him, and was preparing to launch his attack. As Nazumo was about to draw his blade, Mars braces for impact, but he gets a future vision of where he is cut in half. Suddenly, the bell rings, which declares the end of the mock battle class. Their teacher then tells them that the mock battle class is over, and reminds them about their final exams. After that, Anri asks Nazumo if she can talk with him, but he runs away, saying he has something important to do. As Nazumo was running away, Mars was wondering why he was feeling hazy. He wonders why he is feeling irritated, even though Nazamo is a nobody. After that, he realizes the reason because all this time, he despised him for not fighting back. But in reality, he was getting stronger, which he failed to notice, and also the fact that he was using a guy like that as a distraction. But he now knows that Nazamo got stronger and wonders if he was strong from the start. On the other side, Iris barges inside Nazamo's class, but since it was empty, she wonders if they are having practical class, and if she could meet him if she hurries back to the gate. After that, she notices Nazamo in a hurry to leave the academy. She calls him, but as he was far away, he couldn't hear her and she couldn't catch up with him. After he is gone, Iris is regretting that she couldn't talk to him again and wonders why he was in such a hurry. The fact that Shino hadn't gone to Alakazam City up until now and told him to return was making Nazamo worry. He was wondering if the fight with Tiamat had some sort of effect on her, that he arrives at his master's cabin and sees her eating snacks. He says that he has to study since exams are coming up, but she tells him to accompany her for today. She was acting drunk, so Nazamo checked the cookies she was eating and found out that there was alcohol mixed in it. She then grabs Nazamo's arm to make him sit next to her, but Nazamo was in pain since her strength was beyond measure. After that, she tells Nazamo that she wants to talk for a bit. She then suddenly started rambling about the country she was born in and about how she came up to this continent. She also asked him about where his hometown is and what his family is like. She only taught him sword techniques and never talked about anything else. She has no right to complain about her disciple, but he still cherished his incompetent teacher. She was thinking that if she had been born a few decades later, she is sure that she would have wished to live by his side. It's a shame that the wish can't be fulfilled, but there is someone she can leave his heart to in the end. After that, she said that they will begin their final lesson, which makes him surprised. Nazamo asked what she meant by that, and she replied that it is the last time she can train him. She said that his final lesson will be facing her in a serious battle to the death. Shino then suddenly uses Flash Step to get close to him and aims for his throat. Nazamo barely dodges the attack, but Shino kicks him hard and makes him go flying. He then collides with a tree, and after getting up, he asked what is she trying to do. Shino doesn't let him ask questions during training, and if he talked back, she would pile on more training. But it was strange to him, since even if she had done things that could have killed him, she never actually tried to kill him. She uses Flash Step to launch an attack, but Nazamo blocks it. She was landing precise and never-ending consecutive blows. Even when he efficiently moves with his entire body, the attack will reach his arm. After that, he blocks her blow and backs off. But Shino follows him using Flash Step and keeps the attacks going. They were using the same school of swordsmanship, skills, physical abilities, and experience. His master's sword techniques are composite combat techniques with her sheath and martial arts intermingled. Her sheath, strengthened with Kai techniques, could easily break human bones. The impact was decreasing with each blow, but her attacks were becoming dense, and there was a difference in capability and skill between him and his master. The dual-wielding counterattack lands on his arm and makes him focus his Kai at the point of impact for an instant. She launches a vertical slash, but Nazamo barely dodges it. She then attempts to kick him, but Nazamo knows that he has to kill the impact even a little. After that, she kicks him and Nazamo feels as if his organs are turned inside out. He knew that shallow techniques won't work, so in that case, he wanted to gamble on his most reliable technique, that he uses the Phantom Blade. But Shino also uses it at the same time and cancels it out. As Nazamo was surprised that she canceled out his Phantom Blade, in the next moment, Shino's Phantom Blade reached him, and it was too late for him to dodge. He knew that to counter Phantom Blade with Phantom Blade, she would need to find a Kai blade with perfect accuracy of the same trajectory as the one he fired. She then menacingly approaches him and tells him to release his ability suppression. She said that he should know he has to release it to win against her. He knows that it's his only chance, but he doesn't want to risk it. Since Tiamat is a spirit, it is still living inside his body, and the ability suppression he possesses is coincidentally suppressing its soul. He knows that he has to tear his chains to win against his master, but if he does that, he will also release Tiamat. He still couldn't forget that unshakable will and those eyes full of resentment. After that, she asks if he is hesitating and continues to launch her attacks. After a while, his vision grew dim and sound became distant, and his limbs lost sensation as if he had fallen into a cold sea. He knew that he was dying, but if it was by his master's hand, so he thought he is fine with it. After that, as he was thinking why she looked like she wanted to cry, she confesses that she's going to die soon and doesn't have long. She also said that she got contracted with death-sleep disease, but Nazamo couldn't understand what she was saying. He knew what the disease was, since it's something Kai users watch out for. She then tells him her story of being betrayed by her family, and how she ran away to this continent. She also tells him that he and her are astonishingly similar. She didn't want to see another person ever again, and didn't care if she died, which was the reason why she was living in a place like this. But after many years of idling her weight in this forest, she met him. But unlike her, he didn't give up on living in the end, and at first, it irritated her how much he reminded her of herself. She sensed something in him that she lacked. She tells him that this is her final selfish request, and asked if he will accept her final wish. With her own end sight, if Nazamo tries to convince her to live, that would be going against her will. He has always been running away, but if he runs from his master's wish right now, he will never be able to face her again. After that, he breaks his chain and faces off against Tiamat, which is inside him. Tiamat tries to stomp on him, but he dodges it. Tiamat bashes him using his tail and sends him flying. After landing on the ground, Nazamo was in bad shape. He then gets up using all his will, but Tiamat charges his breath. In the midst of battle, he remembers his master's words and said that he never asked for it. Tiamat then launches his breath, and after he gets lifted off the ground from the impact, Tiamat chomps him in half. As he is lying inside Tiamat's belly, he sees a 5-colored light and grabs Tiamat's power. Back to the real world, he unleashes his Dragon Slayer powers, which reaches the clouds. She was worried about whether her disciple would be crushed by that power, but he overcame it. On the other side, power was flowing from his body, and if that drags on, either he will be devoured by that power and die, or at worst, his body will be torn to pieces, and the dragon will be revived. After that, they continued their battle. Although Shino had greater skill, Nazamo's power became superior. After that, they quarrel as the battle continues, and they match blow to blow. Shino uses seismic cannon, where compressed Kai is released, thus blowing the opponent away. After that, she uses Phantom Blade, but Nazamo counters it using another one. Shino was amazed that he was matching her skill, as they were evenly matched in battle. They both use Shattering Strike, which is a technique where Kai and Shockwave is simultaneously fired to destroy the inside of the body. After launching their attack, Shino tells him to know his master's greatness, but Nazamo said that he will surpass her. The origin of ritual magic is a ritual performed for the gods or spirits. A dance is dedicated to them, similar to a prayer, and the fusion of dance and combat technique is called ritual martial arts. As they attack with katana, they dedicate it as a dance to complete the ritual, affecting the surrounding magic particles and evolving into ritual magic. The surrounding magic particles are absorbed, strengthening their bodies continuously, and the more the dance, the more their power increases. As Nazamo has little training in magic, combining Kai and magic at the same time would be impossible. However, through diligent training, the combined effect of the magic control brought about by his excelling Kai control, calm mind, and perfect dance made even that extremely high-level technique possible. Shino was amazed, since in under 2 years, he endured hellish training to learn her special move, and he overcame a battle with a being of absolute strength, and gained explosive power that diminishes reason. After that, they both take stance to use Phantom Blade Flash, that it's a technique where a blade with the ultimate Kai blade applied to is fired at top speed. After clashing their blades, Nazamo's sword shatters to pieces, and on the other side, Shino's sword gets launched in the air, and she falls on the ground. After Nazamo approaches Shino, she tells him that he became strong, and she had nothing more to teach him regarding the sword. She also said she is happy that he accepted her final request and understood her feelings. Using her final time, she gave him some advice regarding his heart, since she wasn't able to tell him before. Then, as she slowly closes her eyes, she said that she is going to rest, and she will see him later. After she passed away, Nazamo repairs her blade for using it, and makes a grave for her. After that, he steals his resolve and heads for Al-Khazam City. On a distant place, a butler informs his master that the contract his predecessor signed is approaching its execution date, that he added that it is a contract with a distinguished family in the country to the south, and since the date is approaching, To retrieve the item they lent them as assistance, he asked what he intends to do. His master replied that he will leave it to him, and if there are any defects, he may discard it. The butler asked if he is sure, considering their country's current circumstances. His master said that it may cause a bit of trouble for the emperor, but it won't be an issue since they aren't defying his wishes. Also, someone from the Jalunis family was coming, so he tells him to hurry. The butler replies that he understands and will go to retrieve it immediately. Salmonati Academy is a place where the best in the continent are gathered. The ranking system that was created not only gives benefits, but produces harmful effects as well. High-ranked individuals receive greater benefits, and the academy creates a natural tendency for them to look down on lower ranks. Some might have been praised as talented in their hometown, but now they are forgotten in the lowest rank. Those who were unable to endure those conditions directed their attention to the one who was even lower than them, the one at the bottom, Nozomu. After that, Professor Anri enters the class and tells the students that she will be in charge of Class 10 for their third year. She tells the students not to feel down being in the lowest rank, and that they have to learn to use their unpolished talent. After that, she tells the students some encouraging words, and smiles while looking at Nozomu. Nozomu feels shy, and as Anri is continuing her lessons, Mars gets in deep thought looking at Nozomu. During their group battle class, Nozomu was in a bind, since he didn't have any party. Its purpose is for students to understand combat techniques with multiple parties, and to help them acquire the judgment necessary to fulfill the rules. Suddenly, Mars approaches him and asks if he would like to join their party. Everyone, including Nozomu, is shocked to hear it, and Mars' party members asked why he is bothering with that good-for-nothing. Meanwhile, Nozomu couldn't understand his intentions, but he replied to Mars that he would like to join. After everyone was done creating their party, Professor Anri tells them to start the practical class that as soon as the battle begins, two of the students from the opposing party charge at Mars. He blocks both of their attacks using his great sword, and meanwhile, Nozomu dashes towards Mars to help him. Suddenly, a wind blade blocks his path, and he notices that it is from a member of the other team. After that, another student from the opposing team charged at him, so he was sure that they are trying to defeat them individually. Nozomu then blocks the attack, and as he is about to counterattack, a fireball spell gets launched into their position. Nozomu dodges the fireball attack and notices that it came from their own teammate. His teammates then argue about him being useless, and meanwhile, the enemy party sneaks up on Nozomu from behind. He was blocking attacks from a long sword and a dagger, and on top of that, his allies attack from behind. Since his teammates had no hesitation to get him caught in their attacks, he cooked up a plan that he launches a horizontal slash and makes the enemy students back off from him. Then, he quickly dashed towards his teammates who were attacking him. His teammates shoot fireballs and arrows to stop him, but he easily dodges and blocks their attacks that he then disarms their weapons using his katana and punches both of them in their gut. The enemy team takes this opportunity to attack him from his blind spot and catches him off guard. But on the side, Mars finishes his battle and charges at them while activating his wind blade skill that he then launches the attack and sends them flying. If Nozomu hadn't stepped back with Flash Step, he definitely would have gotten caught in that. Nozomu looks at them menacingly, which makes Mars' cronies scared. Nozomu had thought this before, when Mars invited him to join his party. His attitude was different than usual. On the other side, Mars was thinking that Nozomu has changed, that he was amazed by his swift judgment during the ground battle, and wondered where he got that much experience. He was wondering if Nozomu was going into the forest by himself, and that he would have to see for himself. After that, as Nozomu was returning from his class, he felt as if someone was watching him. If he goes into the forest, he might be able to shake them off, but considering the position he is in, he has a bad feeling about that. He gets concerned, thinking if someone finds out that he is a dragon slayer. If he carelessly shakes them off, it could cause him trouble, but it would also be a problem that if they followed him to his master's cabin, he goes to an isolated place and menacingly stands his ground. Suddenly, Mars comes out of hiding, which makes Nozomu surprised. Nozomu asked why he was tailing him, and he replied that there was something he wanted to find out. Mars then suddenly grabs his sword and tries to attack him. Nozomu quickly grabs his katana and blocks his blow. Then, Nozomu backs off and asked what is he doing. Mars said that he is having him answer his question, but Nozomu asked why he suddenly attacked him. After that, Mars launched a full swing at Nozomu, and he was surprised that Nozomu is not being swung around by that heavy weapon. Nozomu then dodges the attack and parries his next attack by directing his weapon to the ground. Nozomu then jumps off Mars' weapon to get the higher ground, but Mars drops his weapon and attacks with a wind-gathering fist. It is a technique where wind accumulates in the fist and blows the opponent away. As they are in a standoff, Mars thinks that Nozomu's sword techniques are better than his, and he also wants to find out how Nozomu reached that level despite being held back by his ability suppression, that he believes that he can become stronger if he can find that out. After that, Mars apologizes to him for attacking and asked how he learned those techniques. Nozomu replied that he had a teacher and he has been studying under her since he was a first year. Mars asked if he can meet her, but Nozomu tells him that she already passed away. Mars asked what training he did, so Nozomu explained all the hellish training he went through. Mars says that he now understands that his reason for improvement is his master. Mars saw that he constantly moves to avoid being surrounded and turn it into a one-on-one fight, which he learned while fighting monsters that hunt in packs. He also saw that through mock battles, he learned to make split-second decisions and logical actions. Nozomu then asked him why he followed him and if he attacked him just to ask that. Mars hesitates to answer, and as he is about to say something, someone yells "Big Bro" from the distance. She angrily asks Mars why he brought someone to a desolate place, but he asked in return why she is there. She replied that she followed him and saw him in the middle of a shakedown. After that, she kept lecturing him for a while, which made Nozomu feel bad for him. She then apologizes and introduces herself as Mars' little sister, Ina Dickens. Nozomu greets her and introduces himself as Mars' classmate. Ina then invites him for dinner inside their inn, and after getting persuaded by her, Nozomu replied that he will take her offer. After getting inside their inn, Ina complains to their mother that Mars bothered someone again. She then introduces Nozomu as the person who Mars was bothering, and her mom said that they will treat him to dinner as an apology. After that, their mom grabs Mars' ear and takes him to a lecture. After a while, she brings Nozomu their best dish, burrowed rabbit steak with a salad bowl. She said that it's on the house as an apology and tells him to go ahead. After a while, Nozomu finishes eating and compliments her cooking. Their mom then sends Ina to greet the customers and calls Nozomu to say something. She asked Nozomu what he thinks about Mars and Ina, that he replied that Ina's got her head on straight, but Mars never thought well of him, and he never tried to hide it. He also added that Mars' attitude changed towards him recently, and his mom said that it makes sense to her now. She tells him that Mars still has someone he wants to be friends with, which makes Nozomu confused. She continues that he wants to be friends with him, but doesn't know how to apologize for the things he did in the past. On the other side, Mars' dad asks him if he wishes to stop doing things like that. He also asked if the reason for his strange behavior is because of Nozomu. Suddenly, he asked if he lost to him, which makes him riled up. His dad said that he knows it since he is his parent, but Mars replied that he just wanted to know how he got stronger. His dad then asked if he couldn't have asked him, to which he replied he couldn't, because Nozomu might think he is a delinquent. His dad then makes fun of him and tells him about his good and bad points. His dad was thinking about how he never opened up to anyone except them since the incident. He was happy for Mars to bring an acquaintance, even if he felt a sense of obligation that he tells Mars to apologize to Nozomu, and he replied that he knows it. After that, as Mars was accompanying Nozomu outside his house, he apologized to him for everything until now. Nozomu looks at him, and after thinking about his new side, he accepts his apology and replied it's fine. Mars thanks him, but Nozomu makes fun of him for being chewed down by his sister. Mars feels embarrassed hearing it, and tells him to forget it. The next morning, Professor Anri said she's happy that Nozomu and Mars became friends. Meanwhile, Nozomu saw that Mars has been already dragged there, when he was dragged to the infirmary for lunch. Since he started talking to Mars more, the atmosphere around his class changed. The guys who would bother him now only glare at him from a distance, and Mars' cronies don't follow him around anymore. The time they spend around each other naturally increases, and for some reason, Miss Anri is weirdly excited. Professor Norn then tells them that Anri was saying Mars isn't a bad kid and was worried about him. Mars asks the reason, and she replied that it was because he reflected on what he did and reconciled. Suddenly, Iris enters the infirmary, asking if Miss Norn is there, and that they have an injured student. But then, Iris notices Nozomu, so she tells him with a sinister smile that it has been a while. Everyone present there gets shocked at this, and asks how they met and what he did. Meanwhile, Nozomu knew that the reason might be because of him walking away from her at that time, but he wondered if she would get mad that easily. On the other side, Iris was getting happy about their encounter, but Thelma reminded her that they had a patient. Miss Norn asks what happened, and she replied that her magic exploded when she was doing magic training. Norn said that there is nothing wrong with it, and that using medicine and healing magic will do the trick. After that, she uses her healing magic and tells her to return if she feels discomfort. On the other side, Thelma gets scared watching Nozomu, but she bursts into tears watching Mars' angry face. Nozomu asked if something is wrong, but he replied that it is nothing. Mars was angry at the fact that Thelma was getting scared by lower ranks than her. Meanwhile, Thelma was scared, thinking Mars looked more scary than a monster. After a while, Norn was done with her treatment and thanked Iris for bringing her. After that, Iris thanks Nozomu, but he replied that he only happened to be there. She tells him that she wants to talk to him for a bit, and Nozomu asked if it is fine there. Iris said that she wants to talk to him somewhere without any people, so Miss Norn tells her that she can use the storage room. After that, she apologizes to Nozomu, saying that she asked him a rude question last time. Nozomu replied that he should be the one to apologize and ask what business Thelma had. She tells him that she also wanted to apologize, and that even though he saved her in the forest, the way she treated him was awful. Iris then defends her, saying she isn't good around men, and she heard some rumors about him. Nozomu replied it's fine, and as he starts thinking about his rumors, he gets depressed. After that, Iris noticed something was bothering him, so she asked if something was wrong, that he replied it's nothing, and that they should go back. After that, Iris asks Nozomu if he could introduce who he is with, so he introduces Mars and Anri. Mars was acting strange, so Iris tells Nozomu that his friend seemed to have a rough disposition. Mars then angrily looks at Thelma and makes her scared. He then gets away from there and sits by a window. Iris tells Nozomu that Sumiya is having a birthday party soon and she wants him to come too. Nozomu asked if it is alright to be there, and Iris replied that it's fine. She said that since he is Sumiya's friend, there won't be a problem. Nozomu said that he sure would come, and Iris tells him that Sumiya will be thrilled to hear that. After that, Iris asks Mars if he would like to come as well, and surprises everyone. Mars replied that he is not her or her sister's friend, but Iris said it's fine since he's Nozomu's friend. Iris tells him that she heard rumors about him making trouble wherever he goes. But considering he is friends with Nozomu, which is unthinkable, she believes he is a reasonable person. Mars then gives her a menacing look, so she tells him that he is easy to understand, just like a stray dog. After that, they argue for a bit, and Iris tells him that she won't mind if he refuses the invitation. She tells him that she will give him the best treatment as a host, and he can look forward to the food. After they are gone, Nozomu asked if he will go, but he replied that he is not going. Nozomu then asks about his attitude towards Thelma, so he replied that it's because he hates strong people fearing the weak. Suddenly, Miss Norn said that for some, possessing a power that is too strong is the reason they feel fear, and that's just how powerful her magic is. After that, Nozomu gets in deep thought about his own power, and remembers the time when he shattered a boulder using his fist. After that, as he was walking around the city, he was wondering what gift he should prepare. Her distinctive bracelet was a gift from her sister, so it seemed to Nozomu that it makes her happy. He then goes back into his master's cabin and finds a pair of bells. He uses his belt and different instruments left by his master to make a present for Somiya using the bells that he couldn't get it on his first try, so he tried for a bit longer. Several days later, they appear in front of Iris' mansion and get surprised by the size. Mars asks Ina why she is there, even though she was not invited. After their encounter with Iris that day, Ina got mad at Mars after hearing he gave Thelma a hard time. She said that she is to make sure that Mars apologizes to her properly. Nozomu then looks at Mars with pity, but he gets mad.as Mars and his sister get into an intense debate. A maid comes from the gate and asked if they can stop the commotion. Nozomu then tells the maid that they were there for Somiya's birthday party and that they were invited. The maid then shuts the gate on him, saying she can't allow suspicious people to enter the estate. After that, Iris appears and tells the maid to open the gate, telling her that they are her friends. Nozomu then thanks her and tells Mars to stop their argument and come inside. Mars and Ina then dash towards him and asks while being embarrassed why he didn't say anything sooner. Iris looks at Ina and asked with a smile if she will introduce her. Iris introduces herself, and Ina also does the same in return. After that, Ina approaches Thelma and apologizes to her for her brother's rude behavior towards her. She then tells Mars to apologize, but shortly after they get into another argument. Meanwhile, Nozomu tries to control them, and suddenly Iris bursts out into laughter watching the commotion. Everyone was surprised, and Thelma thought that she never saw her laugh that hard. Iris apologizes for laughing and said that they must be close. Then, Iris invites Ina to Somia's party, but she replied that she only tagged along for an apology and that she didn't have a gift with her. Iris tells her not to worry about it and said that it's the thought that matters. Mars also said that's fine since she is the one who chose the gift for Somia. For their present, Ina picked sweets for Somia using Mars' money, so it can be said that it's a present from both. Ina replies then she would like to come, so Iris guides them inside. While they are inside the mansion, a maid approaches them and tells them to leave their swords with her. Iris then guides them inside a hall and said that it's the party area. She said that it will start soon and tells them to wait a bit. After that, some time passes and Somia hugs Iris as soon as she arrives at the party hall, making everyone feel happy. Iris thanks everyone for arriving at her sister's party and tells them to have a good time. After that, Ina tries some foods and thinks about adding them to their restaurant since it is delicious. Meanwhile, Mars and Nozomu also try some food and get speechless by the taste. Then, Somia greets Nozomu and he wishes her a happy birthday. She then smiled and thanks him for coming to her birthday. She wanted to know who those people behind him are, so Mars and Ina both introduce themselves. Somia tells them to call her Somia, but Mars calls him a little girl, which makes Ina mad. On the other side, Iris approaches Nozomu and asked if he is enjoying himself, that he replied that he is. But he asked if it is alright to leave Mars and Ina to do their thing. She replied that it's fine since Somia is having fun too. After that, Nozomu looks at her face and starts blushing. Iris notices him blushing and asked if something is wrong. She gets close to him and asked if it is his gift for Somia while looking at his hand. He replies affirmatively, so she thanks him, saying Somia is looking forward to it as the party goes on. Iris tells Nozomu that she never thanked him. Nozomu was confused, so she tells him that she wanted to thank him for coming to the party. She said that they celebrate Somia's birthday party every year, but this year Somia looks especially happy because of them. She continues that Somia is sensitive since she is raised in a high society. Their mother died giving birth to Somia, so she tried to become her mother, but she still seemed sad during her birthday. She said that it is different this time because of them, and that Somia talks about him a lot in the mansion. Nozomu believes that she can't change that much because of him, but Iris said it is because she is sensitive. The servants can't help being reticent, so she wants him to forget about their status when he talks with Somia. He then agrees to her request, and she thanks him. She tells him that he is kind, but he denies it by saying he is not. She also said that he is different since most of the people give her half-hearted words of sympathy, and he replied that he didn't find anything to say. She added that he carefully considered his position instead of trying to smooth things over, and he is not the person that everyone say he is at the academy. She knows that he is kind, and even now he is at the academy because he is thinking of his childhood friend Lisa. That's why she believes those rumors going around at the academy to be completely unfounded, and though she doesn't have any proof, it's just her intuition. He asks what she meant by that, and she replied that she is pretty confident in her intuition. Nozomu then smiles hearing her words, but on the other side, Somia gets fed up with Mara's quarrel and tells them to stop. Somia then asks Iris and Nozomu's help for stopping them, and they goes to stop them. On the other side, the butler from the distant castle arrives at the gate of their mansion, seeking for entry, but the maid guarding the gate restricts his entry because of the party. The maid was being persistent, so he snaps his finger and makes the maid unconscious. He snaps his finger again, and after using some sort of magic, he enters the mansion. After that, as the butler enters the party room, everyone's gaze falls upon him. Nozomu asked Iris if that man was in the party, to which she replied no. Everyone then starts gossiping about the butler, and Iris approaches him, asking why he came to the party uninvited. He then introduces himself as a butler, who serves the noble of a certain country, and said that his name is Legato, that he presumes if they are the masters of this estate, Iris and Somaliana. Iris replied that she is indeed the master of this state, and added that she can't welcome him since he entered the mansion without permission and didn't state his master's name. Legato then asked if it would be possible to talk with them alone, but Iris replied that she won't speak to a scoundrel who barged into her birthday party without her permission. Legato said that she makes a reasonable point and tells her that he came to deliver a message from Wajart House of the Desert Empire. It's a snowy country surrounded by mountains in the northwest of the continent of Arkmil. The 7 races who have a history of being ostracized by other races founded the country, and it's a country that doesn't have diplomatic relations with other countries. During the Great Invasion, Desert was the only country that could repel the hordes of monsters crossing their border. Legato then states his business, that his goal is to retrieve the treasure which was lent to the Franskild family, the Soul Flame Furnace. He said that it's a treasure of the Wajart family, and it allows the user to capture someone's soul and use that power as their own. He added that it is currently fused to Somya's soul and that he will retrieve it now. Iris tells him to wait, but Legato lifts his finger and makes everyone in that room staggered. Nozomu struggles to break through since Legato had an absurd amount of magic, that he then gathers magic in his entire body and finally breaks through the spell. After that, he asks what was that, and Iris replied that it is probably a sort of hypnotic spell. They then notices a magic circle and that the barrier was covering the entire Franskild manor. Legato then apologizes for his violent actions and said that he needs to remove Somya's soul to retrieve the treasure. Somya asked what he meant, so he replied that he meant it literally. He said that 300 years ago, their family made a contract where the Wajart family lent their assistance to resolve their problems, that he shows the contract paper, and said one of the magic tools that was given at the time was the Soul Flame Furnace. Iris reads the contents of the contract and finds out about the oath bracelet given to Franskild's descendants as a proof of the agreement. She also reads that a familiar will be summoned from the bracelet to retrieve the treasure after the end of contract period. Legato then said that the soul will be removed during the retrieval process, so Somya, who is fused with the magic tool, will die. It was also in the terms, so he begins his execution of the contract. Iris tells him to wait, but suddenly Somya's bracelet starts shining and a Grim Reaper materializes from it. Legato said that it is the contract's guardian and manager of the treasure, and she can rest assured since she will experience neither pain nor suffering. After that, as the familiar was in the process of removing Somya's soul, Iris uses the Binding Chains of Darkness spell, which seals the target's movement using black chains that emit pale light. The familiar then instantly breaks the chains, but Iris quickly dashes in to launch an attack. The familiar then responds to her attack by blowing her away, but she calls Thelma for backup by using her magic. Thelma casts the 4-circle sealing array that combines magic circles of 4 elements to form a complex magic array, which traps the target within. The magic array then halts the familiar's movement and stops the extraction of Somya's soul. After that, Legato commends Thelma for her complex magic, and Iris for her instant magic activation. He said that stopping the familiar will not resolve anything, and fires a magic from his finger at Thelma's shoulder. Iris then angrily dashes at him with her weapon drawn, and meanwhile, Legato summons multiple swords from another dimension that he uses those swords to attack, but Iris deflects them. The swords were getting remotely controlled, so it catches Somya by surprise from behind. Meanwhile, Thelma was hurt and scared by their situation, but she knows that if her spell vanishes, Somya will be killed. When Thelma was little, she awakened with tremendous magic, and since she couldn't control it, she started thinking negatively. Even after she enrolled in the academy, she was afraid if she could fit in because of her abnormal level of magic. But one day, Iris voluntarily talked with her, and from that day, she is involved in their life. Iris shined like the brightest star in the night sky, and Somya was the sun driving away the darkness. Those two were her light when she was suffering in solitude. The magic swords that Legato created were being controlled by another spell, and Thelma gets amazed, since spells become exponentially more difficult as the power, types, and number of active spells increases. After that, Legato conjures an offensive spell to attack Thelma, and she couldn't move, since her spellbinding the familiar would break. As the attack was about hit her, Mars punches the magic with his Gale Fist, and protects Thelma. He said that he will deal with Legato's magic, while she maintains her magic to protect Somya. On the other hand, Nozomu thinks of distracting Legato, but he can't do it, since he doesn't have his weapon. After that, Mars shouts at Nozomu and tells him to get their swords. Iris throws him the storage key, and tells him to get their swords from the storage. He then heads off, and said that he will be right back. Mars is amazed by Legato's strength, so Iris tells him that he might be as strong as Professor Jihad, who can go up against 100 people single-handedly. They knew that they had to do something about the familiar, but they didn't know how to kill it. Iris believes the contract paper to be the source of the summon, but getting it won't be easy for them. But they still hope to win, and Iris tells Mars to protect Thelma. Meanwhile, as Nozomu is on his way to get their swords, he thinks that Iris and the can't win against Legato, that he wonders if they will be able to win without releasing his ability suppression. He is scared that everyone might think of him as a monster if he uses that power, and that he might become alone again. On the other side, Mars protects Thelma, using his bloody fists to prevent Legato's magic, and Iris faces off against his magic swords. Everyone was in bad condition, when suddenly Legato fires a huge magic and blows Mars away. After that, he fires off another huge magic attack at Thelma and deals huge damage to her. Iris gets concerned for them, since they are both out cold on the floor. After that, the magic restraining the familiar vanishes, and it starts moving to remove Somya's soul. Iris then dashes to save Somya, but Legato uses his swords to stop her advance. The familiar then raises its scythe, and as it was about to attack Somya, Nozomu arrives at the perfect timing and slashes the familiar in half using his Phantom Blade skill. The bracelet responsible for the summon breaks, and the chains on Somya along with the familiar starts to disappear. Somya then looks in front of her and gets reassured watching Nozomu protecting her. Meanwhile, Nozomu looks tensed and asks his master what he should do. Legato then sees the broken bracelet and couldn't believe that the familiar was defeated in 2 sword strikes. Thelma and Mars were happy to see Nozomu and tells him that he is late. Nozomu then gives Mars his sword and apologizes for being late, that he noticed Mars and Thelma's state and realized that they are in no condition to fight. Suddenly, the broken bracelet repairs itself and envelopes itself inside a barrier. Legato said that as long as he holds the contract, he can revive the familiar as many times as necessary. Nozomu asked if he was dead set on taking Somya's soul, and he replied that he has to do it to carry out his master's order. Nozomu knows nothing about the duties of a noble family and what happened 300 years ago, but he didn't want Somya, who knew nothing about it, to be sacrificed and take responsibility for it. After that, as Nozomu and Legato was in the middle of their argument, Iris shouts that none it matters and menacingly said she won't let him take Somya's life. Iris then asks Nozomu if he can perform his move a few more times, and if he can help her with destroying the contract paper. He said alright, and they both take their stance for engaging in battle. Legato said strength is valued above all else in their country, and tells them to overcome his power if they want to deny the terms of the contract. After that, the battle begins and Nozomu quickly charges at Legato, while Iris deflects Legato's magic attacks. Legato blocks his attack, and they both exchanges several blows. Nozomu detects some instability in Legato's movement, so he bends his body to perform a slash from different angle. Legato then quickly notices the change in his movements and intercepts Nozomu's attack. Nozomu knew that he is stronger in terms of swordplay, but not raw power. He then uses body strengthening to close the gap in their skill, but Legato suddenly uses a magic spell, which Nozomu instinctively dodges. Legato then praises him for having good instincts, but said that he lacks Kai techniques. Iris tries to launch a surprise attack from behind, but Legato notices her and blocks her attack. After that, as Iris was engaging Legato in sword fight, Nozomu starts preparing his Phantom Blade skill. Legato notices it and blocks the Phantom Blade attack using a multi-layered magic wall. Nozomu then quickly breaks the magic wall, and both of them tries to simultaneously attack Legato, but he easily blocks their attack. As Iris and Nozomu are wondering about his strength, Legato makes both of them off balance and attacks them using magic. They both dodge the attack and tells each other that they only have one more full power attack left. After that, Nozomu makes a plan, and by moving his lips slightly, he conveys his plan to Iris. She said that she is counting on him, and then he rushes to battle that it was a gamble for them, since they don't have much experience working as a team. Iris conjures Abyss Javelin, and bets on her ability to accurately estimate the skill of both Nozomu and Legato, and predict their actions. She then throws the javelin, but Legato destroys it using magic. Legato said that she threw it early, but suddenly Nozomu appears from the smoke and catches him off guard to distract him from Iris. He then uses his Kai technique on the ground to make Legato lose his focus, and meanwhile, Iris prepares her moonlight eclipse spell. She then charges towards Legato to deal the finishing blow, but Legato suddenly disappears, making both of them shocked. After that, a magic attack blows away Iris, and then they both gets wrapped up in a chain conjured from magic. Nozomu then notices a huge amount of bats above him, and finds out that Legato is a vampire. Legato hold her mithril sword, and said that he wouldn't have escaped unscathed if it pierced his heart. That it is because imbuing mithril with magic activates a purification effect, which acts as a special attack against particular races. Vampires also have the unique ability to turn their body into bats, and the deep red eyes are one of their distinctive traits. They have rarely shown themselves in the past few hundred years, but there are legends of them on each continent. They have used their enthralling ability to seduce royalty and destroy kingdoms, and due to their powerful abilities and drinking other people's blood, they are a feared and persecuted race. After that, the familiar is created again, and Nozomu thinks if he had released his power the moment he realized the difference in their abilities, Mars and Thelma wouldn't have to get injured, and things might not have turned out like that. After that, as the familiar was taking Somia's soul, Iris tells him to stop, and take her soul instead of Somia's. Somia's soul then leaves her body, and looking at her unresponsive face, Nozomu gets reminded of his dead teacher. Meanwhile, Iris recalls her mother's last words, and tells him to stop. Back then, Nozomu accepted his master's wish, but now, he is just watching her die. Iris has flashbacks of her sister, and cries for someone to save her. Nozomu stands up in rage, and breaks the chains that were holding him down and releases his power. The windows of the mansion shatters by Nozomu's power, and everyone wonders what is happening. Nozomu then calmly walks towards him, and suddenly vanishes from his sight, that he then appears in front of the familiar, and quickly slices it to a dozen of pieces. He then carries Somia in his arms, and the familiar dissipates in the air. Legato then backs off from Nozomu out of instinct, and by looking at others' expressions, he is sure that even they didn't know about his power, that he couldn't believe that a human could possess such a large amount of Kai. Nozomu then gives him a menacing look, and makes him scared. Legato then conjures multiple magic circles, and attacks Nozomu from different direction, that he easily dodges all the attacks that was being thrown at him, and dashes at Legato. Meanwhile, Legato was troubled by his speed, and barely manages to block Nozomu's attack on time. After that, as they were clashing with their swords, Legato was feeling overwhelmed. Nozomu then infuses his sword with magic, and causes a huge explosion. Legato gets a scratch on his cheek from the explosion, but it instantly heals. After that, he conjures a magic circle, and uses the high-level spell, the Mo of Moros, to attack Nozomu using a giant serpent's head. Nozomu then dodges the attack midair, and lands in front of Legato. They kept clashing with swords, and exchanged many blows. Legato was on the losing side of the battle, and was on the verge of getting pinned down, so he transforms into bats to avoid his attack. Nozomu then keeps attacking all the bats, and uses his sheath to add more firepower. Then suddenly, the bat starts glowing and causes an explosion in Nozomu's location. Legato then materializes from bats to human, but on the other side of the smoke, Nozomu makes his stance to perform a phantom slash. Legato knows that he is doomed if he is hit, so he prepares magic wall to defend from the attack. Nozomu then uses his phantom blade attack, and slices Legato in half along with the contract paper that was with him. After Legato falls on the ground, Sumia returns to normal, and the chains on Iris gets removed. Blood was soaking through the inside of his uniform, which was the result of the damage from using Tiamat's power. After that, Iris calls for Sumia to wake up, and she slowly opens her eyes. She then hugs her tightly, and tear flows from her eyes. Meanwhile, Legato tells him with a dying voice that a vampire of his level won't die unless he destroy his head. He then tells him to rest assured, saying he won't take Sumia's life since he beat him. After that, Nozomu suddenly falls to the ground, and loses consciousness that he then gets a dream where Tiamat destroys a continent, and is eating a human, which makes him feel disturbed. After that, as Tiamat was about to attack him, his dream ends, and he wakes up at a bed. Iris and Sumia then arrives at his room, and ask how is he feeling, that he asks in return how long he was out for, and they reply that it was for about half a day. Iris then tells him about how Legato destroyed the contract and went back to their kingdom after regenerating his body. She also tells him that Mars and Thelma are healed up and that she wants to talk to everyone about the agreement with the Wajart family. Nozomu's stomach then starts growling, so Iris and Samiya leaves to bring some food for him. After that, Iris tells them the story about how their family went into a contract with Wajart family 300 years ago to use their power and magic items to defeat the opposing forces. She heard that even the current head of Wajart family can't remove the soul flame furnace from Samiya's soul, and she believes it to be used by her mother for Samiya since she was born prematurely. After that, everyone asks if it's fine hearing this, and she replied that it's fine, since she doesn't want to hide anything from their saviors. Iris then thanks all of them for saving Samiya, and Samiya also thanks them for saving her. Mars then brings out the topic about Nozomu's power and asks him about that. He said he knew that he was stronger than he looks, but there was something different about him. Nozomu tells them that he released his ability suppression and that he has been able to release it since the end of their second year. He also tells them about the dangers of his power and how he might hurt someone if he uses it in the academy, that he didn't tell them about being a dragon slayer since he doesn't want them to know it yet. After that, as he is leaving the mansion, he gives Samiya her birthday present and tells her that he made it himself. She replied that she is happy and thanks him with a smile.